And I've found this to be absolutely true. CEO leadership on issues of diversity is the only way that the technology industry will change. So will you commit, sir?
Okay, this has pissed me off so much that I've felt the need. I was watching the trial of Zuckerberg a few weeks ago, and one of the congressmen who was posing questions to Zuckerberg, he might just be the most hilarious man ever. This pissed me off so much. So just listen to this.
A minute. Thank you, Mr. Zuckerberg, for your testimony here.
Thank you, Mr. Zuckerberg.
Here today. Mr. Zuckerberg, you have stated that your goal with Facebook is to build strong communities, and certainly that sounds good.
Well, that sounds good, Mr. Zuckerberg, but this guy, when I hear this guy talk, I just imagine the bear from Toy Story 3. Like, this man is literally the bear from Toy Story 3.
You've stated here today on the record that you did not live up to the privacy expectations, and I appreciate that. But this committee, and you must know this committee is counting on you to right a wrong, and I hope you get it.
This committee is counting on you, Mr. Zuckerberg, to right a wrong. So before we go into this, let's just actually have a look at who G.K Butterfield is, okay? George Kenneth Butterfield Jr. is a United States congressman elected in 2004. This man is a congressman. Remember that. He's a member of the Democratic Party. Of course he fucking is. His district is located in the northeastern corner of North Carolina, stretching from... Okay, fuck that. Here we go. Right, so... An African American... Wait, what? Hold up. An African American and a long-time advocate on behalf of civil rights. Okay. Butterfield is a member of the Congressional Black Caucus and has served as its chair from 2015 to 2017. While race and party affiliation are not official requirements for membership, all of its members have been African American, and most have been Democrats, which obviously includes G.K. Butterfield, who is clearly African American. So here we go. Butterfield was born and raised in Wilson, North Carolina, in a prominent African American family. I know... Okay, you're probably thinking the same as me. What the fuck do his parents look like? I need to see what his parents look like. Hold on. Parents. Oh, brilliant. Who is this? Oh, I have found the best picture ever. Oh, wow. That's a man who cares about black people. That's the face of a man who cares about black people. And that is the face of a man who is grateful for this man's care of black people. That's a humbling photograph right there. I honestly feel moved by that photograph. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. So let's get back to the video. Let's see what this guy... So you've heard a little bit about his background. He's an African American, obviously. He's clearly African American. He's involved in black civil rights groups. But let's not be hasty. Maybe his views are not complete cancer, right? I mean, we don't know for sure. Maybe his views are not complete cancer. Let's hear this guy out.
And I hope you get it. In my opinion, Facebook is here to stay, and so you have an obligation to protect the data that you collect and the data that you use. And Congress has the power to regulate your industry, and we have the power to penalize misconduct. But I want to go in a different direction today, sir.
I want to go in a different direction today, Mr. Zuckerberg.
Sir, you and your team certainly know how I feel about racial diversity.
Mr. Zuckerberg, I'm sure you're familiar with my views on racial diversity. Oh no, his views are fucking cancer. Oh no, his views are fucking cancer. What a surprise.
In corporate America, and Sheryl Sandberg and I talk about that all of the time.
All of the fucking time. I bet you talk about it all of the fucking time, don't you? I bet you talk about nothing but racial diversity in corporate America.
Let me ask you this, and the Congressional Black Caucus has been very focused on holding your industry accountable.
I'm sure they have, because Facebook is just too right-wing. That's the problem with Facebook. It's just too right-wing.
Not just Facebook, your industry accountable for increasing African-American inclusion at all levels of the industry. And I know you've...
Are you saying that Mark Zuckerberg is not enough of a cuck? This man is literally saying that Mark Zuckerberg is not enough of a cuck. Let that sink in for a second.
Have a number of diversity initiatives. In 2017, you've increased your black representation from this is a small increase. It's better than none.
You can do better, Mark Zuckerberg. You can do better to hire more black people. Why are you... Why have you not given your company to black people, Mark Zuckerberg? Why are there not more black people in your company? I mean, it's ridiculous. It's 2018. How dare you you fucking racist, Mark Zuckerberg. That's the most hilarious thing about this. He's implying that Mark Zuckerberg is like a white supremacist or something, and he's somehow... Because obviously... He's implying that Mark Zuckerberg is putting some kind of boundary in place so that black people can't get jobs in his company. Like, is this guy a complete fucking idiot? Because that's what he's implying. He's either implying that Mark Zuckerberg is a racist, or he's implying that blacks are not competent enough to get jobs in Facebook on their own, and they need his help. Those are his only two options. I'm not sure what he thinks, but those are the only two possibilities. Either Mark Zuckerberg is intentionally stopping black people from getting jobs in his company, or this man thinks that black people are not competent enough to work for Facebook. Which is it?
Does not nearly meet the definition of building a racially diverse community. CEO leadership, and I've found this to be absolutely true, CEO leadership on issues of diversity is the only way that the technology industry will change. So will you commit, sir?
More diversity is the only way the technology industry will change. He doesn't say for the better. Not necessarily that it wouldn't change for the better, but, I mean... What a meaningless fucking statement. He says it with such authority. It doesn't mean anything.
Personally convene a meeting of CEOs in your sectors. Many of them, all of them perhaps are your friends. And to do this very quickly, to develop a strategy to increase racial diversity in the technology industry.
Congressman.
Okay, so before we listen to him cuck out, let me just explain this. So, I have obviously nothing against black people becoming CEOs or doing well and successful in companies. There's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, I don't have anything against that. My issue is the idea that there has to be a certain number of blacks in the company. For what reason? Give one good reason why. He doesn't give... all Mark Zuckerberg needs to say here is why. Why do we need to do that?
Congressman, I think that that's a good idea, and we should follow up on it. From the conversations that I have with my fellow leaders in the tech industry, I know that this is something that we all understand that the whole industry is behind on, and Facebook is certainly a big part of that issue.
Facebook's so behind on diversity issues. Yeah, Facebook's so fucking neo-Nazi, it's ridiculous.
And we care about this not just from the justice angle, but because we know that having diverse viewpoints is what will help us serve our community better, which is ultimately...
That's not the kind of diversity he's talking about. He's not talking about diverse viewpoints. He's talking about diverse races. Because he's some kind of like eugenicist that wants to just put African genes into everything for no reason.
Which is ultimately what we're here to do. And I think we know that the industry is behind on this and want to.
We've talked with you over the years about this.
We lectured you at length before, Mr. Zuckerberg.
And while there has been some marginal improvement, we
What's this marginal? There's been some marginal improvement. It's a nice company you got there, Mr. Zuckerberg. It'd be a shame if somebody was to come along and make you hire some blacks.
we must, and we have done. Recently, you appointed an African-American, our friend Kenshin. Of course, Erskine Bowles is already on your board, who is also a friend.
Oh, let's applaud him for that. Well done, well done. That's the future. Let's hire black people. No one's not hiring black people. There is nobody who isn't hiring black people.
To a friend, but we've got to concentrate more on board membership for African Americans, and also
why? All he needs to say right now is why. Look at that face. His face says, "Oh, it's like, give me fucking strength." Like, I never thought I would be on Mark Zuckerberg's side in an issue about diversity. Oh my. Honestly, I don't have words for how crazy this is. This man is a congressman. This man is a congressman. This is insane. The social Marxist intersectional feminist bullshit cult is in Congress. It's here.
Minorities at the entry level within your company. I was looking at your website a few minutes ago, and looks like you list 5 individuals as leadership in your company, but none of them is African American. I was just...
Oh no! Oh no! The 5 people who lead your company, probably his friends since childhood. He's probably grown up with white friends, or Jew friends. I don't know. Maybe he only hung around with Chinese people. I don't know. But he's built his company with people who are competent in the fields they need to be competent in, and trying to come. You can't just say no. Throw him out. Let's bring a black guy in. I mean, does the black guy even want to do this? Have we asked the black guy if he wants to be a leader in Facebook? What if, I mean, let me just actually look at the leaders of Facebook. So, hold on. Oh, what's this? Oh, would you look at that? Kenneth Chenault. Now, I'm no race expert, but this man looks pretty fucking black, if I'm honest. Let's go to his Wikipedia. Where's his Wikipedia? He's too black for Wikipedia. That's how black this man is. He doesn't even have a Wikipedia. Ah, here we go. Wikipedia. Okay, this is a black man. One of the Facebook leaders is literally a black man. It's not good enough for him. It's still not good enough.
African American. I was just looking at it. Not only you and Cheryl, but David, Mike, and Chris. That is your leadership team, and this does not reflect America. Can you improve?
Why does it not reflect America? Is 1 in 5 people black in America? I don't think they are. I think it's probably like half of a person. You'd have to have 1 mixed race person. You have to have exactly... Why do we need to represent the exact proportions of the country's demographic in a company's leadership? It makes no sense whatsoever. This guy doesn't justify why. He's just spouting bullshit. All Zuckerberg needs to say is why. Like, for what reason do we need to bring in an African American? I mean, I'm not against them. I mean, I'm not saying they shouldn't bring in African American. Maybe there are African Americans who would do a really great job, but to hire them on the basis that they are African American is racial discrimination. Like, this man is a massive fucking racist.
Improve the numbers on your leadership team to be more diverse?
Why? That's all you've got to say. Do you think he's going to say why? Do Do you think Mark will say why? Let's see. Does he say why? Come on, Mark. Let's say why. Come on, let's say why.
Congressman, this is an issue that we're focused on. We have a broader leadership than just 5 people. I mean,
it's not on your website. Do you plan to add an African American to your leadership team in the foreseeable future? And will you commit that you will continue to work?
He's literally holding a gun to his head saying, do you agree to hiring an African American? Why? Is he qualified? What's his name? Show me his CV. Would he be good for the company? I mean, this man is an idiot. This man is literally a fucking idiot. This honestly pisses me off so much. This man is a fucking idiot. Why the fuck would you hire someone based on their race alone? Just one good reason, no? Let's see if he gives one fucking good reason.
Work with us, the Congressional Black Caucus, to increase diversity within your company that you're so proud of.
You're so proud of this company that's all white. Would you say you're proud of whiteness? Would you say you identify with white pride? Are you a white supremacist, Mr. Zuckerberg?
Congressman,
it's honestly disgusting. It's disgusting.
We'll certainly work with you. This is an important issue.
We will certainly work with you. This is an important issue.
We also find that companies' failure to retain black employees contributes to the...
I genuinely feel sorry for Mark Zuckerberg. I genuinely feel sorry for him. I mean, this guy is such... He's so ridiculous.
Contributes to their low presence at technology companies, and there's little transparency in retention numbers. So will you commit to providing numbers on your retention? That's the big word, retention of your employees, disaggregated by race in your diversity update.
So what he's saying there is black people don't keep their jobs long enough in Facebook compared to other races. And that's Mark Zuckerberg's fault. So it's Mark Zuckerberg's fault that black people can't hold down jobs.
Diversity update starting this year. Can we get that data? That's the starting point.
Congressman, we try to include a lot of important information in the diversity updates. I will go to...
The diversity updates. I love that. The diversity updates. I just have an image in my head of someone putting a chip into Zuckerberg's like Android body. Like, here's your latest diversity update. So, thank you. I hate blacks a little less now.
Discuss that with my team after I get back from this hearing.
I'm out of time, sir. I'll take this up with your team in another setting. We'll be out there in a few weeks. Thank you.
Gentlemen's time is...
I'll be watching you, Mr. Zuckerberg. You better be hiring some blacks.
Expired. Chair now recognizes the chairman.
I honestly cannot get over the fact that this man is a congressman and he's just openly spouting ideological bullshit and intersectional feminist. It's insane. What is going on? Why is no one saying, excuse me, like, what the fuck are you talking about? So just to clarify, I want blacks to do amazingly well. I want them to be CEOs of Facebook. I want a black person to get Mark Zuckerberg's job. I would not care if a black man ran Facebook. It doesn't bother me at all. What annoys me is the principle of hiring somebody based on an attribute that's completely arbitrary to how well they're going to perform in that job. And that's pretty much all I have to say.
Has been some marginal improvement.